Da kaminsim kabadap da kajing sngau kya ba jing khuslai ye kajing ja ba pinpat do not amtangi ki santali ki long ying long sem ke bale kendo e kajing sha pinyap ke ba eight bathon hashnang mukro Henry ki pat ba kajala baro kawai Laingut ki long kemi ki bakan thup e kong Angela runga kong Agnes Karshing kong wan penhun Carson tiu haka apu pratarik naiwing kilalum kirki e kajing alang jong ki brio ki basliang Jingsuk kat ba ki la e banyamir jingmut halor kapang ki Paidbah ke Meghalaya na benta ke Jingsuk bat ke Rai Hok, Meghalaya Citizens for Peace and Justice. Kat tu kat ni ke jingkren jang kirang pa ki belapoi sya ke ni ke jingimir jingmut ki lapashat menta ke sngi ha ke ba ki penpawi ke jing Thrang ba ke Meghalaya kan pai biang sya ke suk kesan kumba ke Shillong baro shikata.
Well, we all come here for the peace. Yes, Mr. Agarwal, you have said something about politics. Anyway, I understand it's out of frustration. Because you want a legislator, not a distributor. So I understand that. It's enough is enough. So anyway, to come out here, but this is not a platform to discuss. We have come here all for peace. So how will the peace come? Everybody thirsts for the peace, peace everywhere. And we, in every house, four corners will talk this, why they are doing this, kiniki kanadaka, they are mischievous boys and whatnot, all in the four corners. We say, when you call like this, no teacher, very few like-minded people will come. Anyway, but better from here, let it pass on. When we need peace, mean you can never get peace without love. Love is most important. Love means you love started, charity begins at home. In the family, how to bring them up with love and affection. And my neighbors, when we think about neighbor, as a Christian, I think, love thy neighbor as thyself. We think that neighbor is my next door neighbor. Actually, here, all of you also my neighbor. I sit in the bus also is a neighbor. Whatever happened to them, I have to see.
It takes the benefit. And sorry, that we also are being treated as the same like them. We are here for generations, but we are being treated like them only. Where is the difference then between them and us? We are all the same. So it's a good platform where I got an opportunity first time. I think I'm the first time I'm speaking in front of you, and I can express my pain, my emotions to you, that how long we have to bear like this. When the indigenous non-tribals have, I must say that 60% of indigenous non-tribals have already left Shillong. They have already left Shillong. Few of us are here. There were times when I remember some organizations called Manjur Shriti Majlish, Gitanjali. Where are they now? The people who used to run, they are no more here. It was festive season. We celebrate here Cherry Blossom Festival and all these things. Those are charming festivals maybe, but those were cultural festivals in Shillong those days. Where are they? Where are those dramas, nataks? Where are those days? They are not there. Our cultural, where we stand. So, dreaming of those, I pray to God, bring back those moments again to our place, beautiful place, Shillong. Will we also live in Shillong?
Supposing I was not, I don't have a home in Shillong, where would I be staying? That was the insult that I got. So these are a few experiences that I've seen. And I thought, one of the states I've been was in West Bengal. And I thought West Bengal was one of the lawless states in India. When I came to Meghalaya, it became worse. Because nobody could be bothered. It's so lazy. They just want everything, want the cake and have it. And so, these few experiences have really put me in, made me very bitter about, my own people.
To the violence in Jante Hills, the gunning down of the 6 people, but also to the violence that happened here. And as Mr. Singh had said, actually, sometimes much of this, especially the violence on the street, is being done by fringe elements. But somehow their voices seem to be loud. And we need to ensure that we amplify voices like the ones today. True. We need to amplify the call for justice, for peace, for rights, voices against corruption, voices for a better system, voices for development, and a development which is inclusive for everyone. I think that is so important. So, the press are also here. I think that much more space needs to be given, because even after the violence that happened on 28th October and again on 22nd November on the streets of Shillong, believe me, majority of the people are saying enough is enough. And we need to amplify that voice. The state we find ourselves in Meghalaya, corruption has hit the roof, whereas on all the developmental indicators, all of you have said it. Education, healthcare, jobs, safety and security is all in the dumps. And we need to reclaim all of these things again. We need to go back to our constitution. Many people are saying that I too am indigenous. These words sometimes, naming and labels, they also have their own definitions and meanings. So somebody will contest whether you're indigenous, whether only tribals are indigenous. And also similarly, people will contest the use of other words. For instance, we have seen even in social media, there are people who try to instigate, when violence happens. So they talk about a purging, they talk about a massacre. But we have to put these things in perspective also. Because we're giving people outside of the state, people who have no stakes here, people who don't have a love for this place, we're giving them the chance to further divide and further cause chaos in our own backyard. So the words we choose also, I think, are really important. And as another speaker had spoken, this culture of impunity. So we need to put forward solutions. So how can we address a culture of impunity if we pick and choose our fights? We cannot pick and choose our fights. Because many times, when Kong Agnes or me speak, we are always accused that, oh, you are anti-Khasi. I'm not anti-Khasi, I'm not pro-Dakhar, I'm not anti-Dakhar. I am a person who thinks, who believes deeply that each one of us has value. We have to put humanity first. But somehow that gets lost in all of the noise. And so we should always be a little cautious not to allow anybody to capture and not to try and say an eye for an eye or start comparing our crimes. How many more people on this side or how many more people on that side have been hit or killed, or a crime is a crime. And this level of impunity, we have to call it into question. And by saying that whenever there's a crime, there has to be speedy justice. There has to be better policing. We, the public, need to know how many arrests you've made. After a few weeks, after a few months, we need to know whether there has been a conviction. Most times we don't know. And so it goes on like that, and there's rumor mongering, and there's feeding, into the fear and the insecurity more. So I just wanted to put forward the suggestion. And the other thing I think which is really important is that while our constitution has given us tribals, Dalits, certain rights, certain protections under the 6th schedule, we also need to know that our identities keep shifting. For instance, from a religious point of view, I am a majority Christian in the state. But we know that there are certain pockets of people who still practice the indigenous faith, who also feel discriminated in the state. Similarly, we know that in terms of communities, of language, there are people who are minorities here, but you may not be minorities elsewhere. And so the yardstick for us as a state, as a society, to see not just whether we're civilized, but whether we have a hope that we will progress, is how we ensure the safety, security, and well-being of the minorities.